Hi, Linda Sessions here, and this video is going to cover the word Dream Vacation Project. This is a flyer that you're going to be using to promote your dream vacation. In the instructions for the dream vacation, I'm looking at going to Legoland. I've always wanted to go there. I like to build with Legos. I want you to go someplace other than Legoland. You will get points counted off if you use Legoland. Anywhere else in the world is available to you. You can go to Disneyland. What about Branson? Maybe your dream vacation is to go to California, or maybe it's to take a trip up to Maine to see the fall foliage. I don't care where you go. You could go to Canada, New Zealand, Australia. Where is your dream vacation? What you are going to need from that information for this assignment is a tagline, something that talks about where you want to go. And your tagline might already be made. If you're going to Disneyland, hey, where memories are made. That's their tagline. You can use that. You're also going to need a picture of some sort of showing your destination. And once you have that information, you're going to download the starter file that you see on the screen here. Then you're going to go through the steps. Now, in the instructions, they literally go step by step. So you want to start out with saving your file, then apply a no spacing style to the entire document. Now, if you don't remember how to do the no spacing, you can always Google it. How do I apply no spacing to my document? I'm going to go over some of them here in this video, but I'm not going to go over all of them. For example, no spacing. The first thing you have to do is select everything in your document. So I've already saved this. I'm going to select all of my text, and then I'm going to add no spacing. I want to change the font size to 14 point. So I'm going to change my font size. Now on step 5, it says insert a blank line after trip dates, then replace trip dates with the dates of your planned trip and remove the italics. So I'm going to first put a blank line after trip dates, and then I'm going to come up here where it says trip dates. I need to remove the italics and then put in the dates of my trip. When are you going to be taking your trip? That is what you're going to be putting on that line. So don't just put date of my trip. Maybe June 19th, 2024. I want you to change the margins of the entire document to 0.5. Remember, you're going to find that information up on the Layout tab. You're going to turn on the first line indent on the 2 paragraphs. So before you can do that, remember you have to select the paragraphs. And the first line indent is right up here on the paragraph settings, right over here under special, first line. You're going to add a line at the top of your document and then put in the name of your destination. And then I want you to format it with the title styles. Remember, the title styles are right up here. You're going to center it, make it 28 point, and then style it with the text and effect. Remember, the text and effects options are right over here. After you have your line at the top of the document, then you're going to, above it, put a picture of your destination. And that's where your research is going to come into play. Make sure you resize that picture. To the height, I want it to be around 1.5 inches. but you might need to adjust the width as well, just to make sure that your picture looks okay. But you don't want it any higher than that because you want to make sure that your flyer fits on one page. And then format it with the simple frame black. Below the name of your destination, insert 2 blank lines. So remember up here above my dream vacation, you've already entered in a title, and then above that a picture. Then after that title, I want you to enter in 2 blank lines. I want you on these lines to enter a tagline about your destination. For example, my Lego, it's build memories that last a lifetime. So that's going to be my tagline. So that's going to be right underneath your title line. So you should have a blank line between that tagline and my dream vacation. And you'll notice I am not doing each of these steps on this video. I'm talking about them, but you should already know how to do some of these from the flyers that we did in Word and from the information that in your reading from Word. You also want to, you're going to change the font size of that tagline and center it and italicize it. Then on step 12, you're going to insert a blank line after the first paragraph. So here is our first paragraph. So I'm going to come over here, put my insertion point after it, and I'm going to enter a blank line. And I'm going to put in the text, vacation budget planning. And then I want to make sure that is centered. And I want it bold. After that vacation budget planning, I am going to insert another blank line, and then I'm going to insert a table. Now, here in my instructions, I have a table with some information. Now, your information might be a little different depending upon where you're going. You might be going someplace where you're not going to have airfare, and that's fine. But I want at least 4 lines of budget items for your trip where you are going. So for my trip to Legoland, this is some of the costs that I came up with. So you're going to have to do some research. Now, how do you enter a table? So here in my space right after my vacation budget planning, I'm going to come up here to insert, and right here under this insert is table. I want at least 5 lines or 5 rows and 5 columns. So I'm creating a 5 by 5 table. I don't know why it's not going 5 by 5. There we go. A 5 by 5 table. So here in my first row on my table, I'm going to type in item, and I don't want it bolded, so I need to come up here, highlight it, go to the Home tab, get rid of the bold, and make sure it's 12 font. And I might have to do that for the whole table, and that's fine. I'm just going to come up here. When you select, see this little box on the table, you can select the entire table. So I'm going to make it all 12 point. And then I'm going to come up here to my table, my layout, because I want everything line to the left. Okay? So anytime you want to do something to your entire table, you can just click on the icon here. This means that this is a table. Then I changed, when I did that, it selected the entire table, and I can change the font, and under the Layout tab, I can also change my alignment for my text. So now here in my first cell, I want Item. I'm going to hit my Tab key to take me to the second cell. And this is going to be Description, and I forgot to unbold everything. So I'm going to come up here, select this again, go to the Home tab, turn bold off and turn it back on, and hopefully that took care of that. Description, cost per person, the number going, and the total cost. This space here. So for mine, I've got a hotel and park. I have airfare. I have food. And I have souvenirs. And again, your items might be different, but I want at least 4 different items. Put in a short description of each of your items. And again, your description might be different. And then the cost per person. You want to put the $sign. Now this is per person. So, and then I want to know how many people are going. Then you want the total cost. Now in Excel, you would be doing formulas here. We didn't go into any formulas in Word, so don't worry about formulas. So you can get your trusty phone out and figure out the total cost and enter it here in this space. So how much is this totally going to cost you? For at least those 4 items on your vacation. Now you might be going somewhere where you're going to end up with more than 4 items, but for this assignment, you don't have to worry about being that specific. Now, if you want to be that specific and to plan your vacation budget, that's fine, but you don't need to. Now, a couple of other things that you're going to do with this table is Autofit Table to fit contents. So I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to select the entire table. And up here on the Layout tab, I'm going to Autofit. And I'm going to Autofit Contents. Now I want to apply a table style. So I come here to the table design, and I want you to add the list table 3, accent 3 table style. So list table 3, accent 3 table style, and finally I want you to center the table. So I'm going to the Home tab and then center. So now we've added our table, move my insertion point to the space outside of the table. Now everybody should get the table right, because I literally just did the table for you. So here, now after the table, I want you to put in 2 blank lines. So I'm going to hit it. Whoop. If you do that, went to backspace, undo, and come down here after the table and 2 blank lines. If you're not sure if you have 1 or 2, click up here on the Show Hide button, and this shows me that I have 2 blank spaces here. And now I'm going to enter the sentence, "We have many things to do on our trip." Now we don't want it centered, so make sure you move it to left aligned and turn off the bold if that turns on for you. So now we want to put in, "We have many things to do on our trip, including." At this point, I want you to now make a bulleted list of at least 3 things you plan to do on your trip. And I want you to use a bullet point other than a check mark or round circle for your list. So remember, up here on the bulleted list, you have different things you can choose from, and I want you to put in 3 things. And then I want you to put in a blank line without a bullet, so you're going to have to hit it twice after my list. I want you to spell check the entire document. Make sure you fix the spelling. Then, after the last paragraph, I want you to insert a blank line. So I'm going to come here at the very bottom, insert a blank line, and now I want you to insert a smart art. Now we talked about smart art in PowerPoint. You can also add smart art in Word. So to do that, you're going to come to Insert, Smart Art, and I tell you exactly which ones I want. I want the Interconnected Rings Smart Art. So you can locate by scrolling through. If you come down here to office.com, here's the interconnected rings. Say OK. And then you're going to add a word to each one. First one's going to be memories, then family time, and adventure. You're going to change the color to the, what is it? Let's see, color to color range accent 3. Colored outlines, colored gradient range accent 3. And then you're going to change to one of these, the inset smart art style. And change the height to 2 inches. So you have to move from the smart art design to the format and change the height to 2 inches. Now, you need to make sure that your document fits on one page. Now remember, I don't have my title or my picture up here at the top of mine, so you might need to adjust the height of something to make sure that it all fits on one page. I want you to add a solid line page border, and I tell you what color to make it. However, step 19, I tell you, if you would rather use a different color format for your table, for your smart art, and your page border, you can. Just make sure all 3 of them have the same color base, so they're all within the same color family. And then what you're going to do is submit it in Blackboard. So here's the one I completed for Legoland. You can see I changed my colors to blue. So I've got a blue title. I changed the color. I picked the blue color style for my table, and I used blue for my smart art, as well as a dark blue border. So you can do that if you want. See here, I have my picture, title, a tagline. I've got Dream Vacation, got my dates, my information in here, my budget planning, my bulleted lists, and my smart art. Remember, you cannot go to Legoland for your vacation. You can go anywhere else in the world for your vacation except Legoland. After you have it completed, you can also look at the instructions to see a rubric. This is what I'm going to be looking at when I grade your project, how I will be grading it, and it is worth 100 points. This is the first part of your 3-part assignment for your dream vacation. So submit this for grading and go on to your next one if you haven't done it yet. Maybe this one's your last one. So anyway, reach out if you have any questions, and remember, you can use your e-text as well as Google if you don't remember how to do some of the steps for your flyer. So have fun looking at your dream vacation and making a flyer to advertise where you are going to be going. Have a great day.